Today with some heavier rain, just like we've seen in the same areas every day this week, it seems. We are seeing the heaviest rain falling across south central Nebraska, also filling in across the panhandle of Texas, too. We have a frontal system that's draped across the northeast, so we are looking at two areas where we could see some severe weather break out today. The first is back towards the eastern Rockies, where damaging winds and large hail are a possibility, and we can't rule out isolated tornadoes. In the northeast, especially across New England, we will also see the threat of severe storms, large hail, damaging winds, but a much lower threat of tornadoes, if any at all. It's all because of this cold front, so these will fire up as we go into the late morning into this afternoon. Again, they'll produce heavier downpours, so if you're out on the roads today, just keep in mind that the water could accumulate very quickly. Then that will continue to move to the south, and as it does so, it'll push the humidity and the storms farther into the southeast by Sunday. And it has been hot and humid, and in fact, we also have a stalled frontal system, so that's why we're seeing thunderstorms develop along this system, especially across South Dakota into Nebraska, and also through central and southwestern Missouri, where we are starting off the day with some heavier rain. So we could see some isolated severe storms, and then other than that, it's more of the same. Pop-up showers and storms each afternoon once the daytime heating really makes things unsettled. Going into tomorrow, I think those storms will become more numerous, including areas like New England through New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and extending down all the way into Florida. It's hot and humid through the middle of the country and out west. You have just been enjoying some beautiful weather. Now, we are going to see some travel impacts as we go into Sunday, because it looks like we'll see some of our heaviest rain down through the southeast. That could create some delays at the airports. And also, if you're driving, especially along the 95 corridor on the East Coast, just keep in mind if you get stuck and predict the heat, and we do have a lot of it. And in fact, we do have the heat out in Alaska as well. Yesterday, we hit a high of 90 degrees in Anchorage. That is the all-time warmest temperature ever in Anchorage. And today we're looking at high temperatures still about 21 degrees above average in Anchorage, with a forecast high of 86 degrees. We'll likely break records through the weekend as well, with highs staying in the mid-80s in that area. Fairbanks in the upper 80s. We are looking for the oppressive heat and humidity to continue down across the south as well. With the humidity high, it feels like it's about 105 degrees in areas like New Orleans, Montgomery. Savannah feels like 100 today. Memphis will feel like 102. Even Wichita will feel like 97 degrees. On Saturday, the heat continues, the humidity as well, from the Midwest to the Northeast. Temperatures still feeling like it's about 95 to 100 degrees. We will have a cold front move through, so Chicago drops into the 80s for Sunday. For Monday, Cleveland 80 as well. New York City will cool off a bit, and you'll notice the humidity drop. Areas farther south, though, that humidity will be sticking around through the weekend. That's a look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek out your window. Let's get to it, because we do have some rain this morning, especially heavy rain down through eastern South Dakota and eastern Nebraska, too. Also across southwestern Missouri, where we do have some heavier rain. Elsewhere, things are quiet to start off this July 5th, but we do have more storms that are expected to fire up later on this afternoon and into this evening, especially in this little U-shape back that includes Denver and also Dodge City. Large hail, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour are possible. Very low tornado threat, though. It would be more like straight line wind gusts. We could also see some very heavy rainfall, just as what we're seeing across eastern South Dakota, where we could end up with about 1, 2, up to 3 inches of rain. Again, if this falls in a short period of time, it could pile up quickly on the roads, lead to some brief flash flooding. Also down in the southeast, with some of these thunderstorms developing through Sunday, we could see as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain. And if you're driving along I-95, especially on Sunday, that could lead to some ponding on the road, something to keep in mind. It's hot and humid down south. It's hot and dry in the southwest. Beautiful from the Pacific Northwest right down into Southern California, but we do have to keep an eye out for those severe storms later today.